And we are back with another session on my thesis. In this, last part, if you remember last time, what happened? Oh shoot, that's the worst thing happening now. Oh my god! My phone has some charge. Okay, I will charge my... Last time what happened, guys? Do you remember? We found a paper that could be very related. We wanted to see what's up happening there. We want to also spend some time on the code and our model. Yeah, what is a good intersection? I say let's read this paper, then we will go back to our code, because at the end of the day, papers are not that important. We should say what we want to say. And other papers say nothing. What was the name of the paper though? It took us some time and I was pretty excited because of finding this new paper. Let me see if I can find it here. Alright. Projects, my thesis, and product ranking on online platforms. Is it the one? The other one was about fake users, right? I don't remember, guys. Is it about the fake users? Consumer face an abundance of options that are displayed in product ranking on online platforms. Okay, let me check. I think it was a short paper. Yeah, the other one was about fake users, I remember. Wait, did we watch the video on fake users or the paper we watched? Actually, I don't want to read the paper, just read the fucking... And then I want to, the whole idea was just we want to email Nagin and say, what's up in Amazon? How can we get more information? So we don't want to get it very deep inside the papers. However, they are related. Okay, see, this is, this paper I have here is product ranking on online platforms. This one is Rarely product rankings robust to fake users. Learning product ranking robust to fake users. So that's the other paper. This one, learning product ranking, this one was, because online platform, it already has 54 pages. We should have a ceiling for the paper's size. Like This one is, oh shoot, all right. This one is 114 pages. And on product on ranking online platforms, this one is 54. So let me go YouTube. Negin Goldrezai, and well, she has a C3 AI, which she talks about fake users. Oh, we also watched the other one, product ranking on online platforms, which was an 18-minute talk, and she has this weird distribution. So we already watched that. So what is the point of reading this paper? Do I want to read it? What year was it? I think if you wrote a paper which is over 100 pages, you did your contribution to humanity science-wise. Shit, guys, I have to go to a full squat. 4 matters, guys. Last night in the gym, there was a guy, he did 4 plates and a 25 on each side. And just, I shook hands with him. Just that simple. Each side, he was lifting something heavier than me. I am 180 now. He was doing 205 each side and 45 on the bar. Product ranking on online platforms. I want to search platforms. Okay. Where is the paper though? The moment I was shaking hands with the guy, well, I got a barbell rack, right? And I was warming up. I wanted to put the plates on it. And I saw the guy. We make eye contact through the mirror. And I said, like this, or I don't know. I did something. And he saw me and we shake hands and everything. Then I'm shaking hand with this huge person. Another guy taps me on the shoulder. Are you using the rack? When are you going to finish? Don't you see the situation? Some people just don't understand. Their understanding is low. Okay, this is the fucking paper we are talking about. By the way, I have to bring you to the game. Control Shift 2. And open it. Product ranking. What's wrong? Open PDF in browser. What are these? Are you going to give me the paper or no? I can download the PDF, but I cannot open it in the browser. I cannot even download it. So how did I download it on my phone, my tablet last time? In forms. Yep. Dude, why should I? Anyways, it seems it's what happened since last time that I cannot download it now. That's it. I wanna make advances in science. They don't let me. That's so. What do I want? 178 unread emails or non-read emails. Okay, got it. Speechify. How did we log in last time?
Hey, Speechify here. You have exceeded your daily HD word limit. In order to continue enjoying your experience with high-quality voices, please upgrade your subscription by clicking the upgrade button. If you are not ready to upgrade, you can continue listening with non-HD voices.
Product ranking on online platforms.
But it is 1 hour 30 minutes. What do I want before reading? I want to know their model. I want to know what they are doing with their model. And I want to know what they're doing with their model, and I want to email her at the end and say, what's up? Yo, what's up? You write papers?
Masa Direction. University of Maryland, Department of Computer Science, College Park MD, Masa at cs.umd.edu. Negan Galrazi. MIT Sloan School of Management, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Cambridge, MA, GOL Rizai at MIT.edu. Vahide Manshati. Yale School of Management, Yale University, New Haven Court, Vahide.manshati at yale.edu. Vahab Miragni. Google Research, New York, New York, Miro KNI at google.com. On online platforms, consumers face an abundance of options that are displayed in the form of a position ranking. Only products placed in the first few positions are readily accessible to the consumer, and she needs to exert effort to access more options. For such platforms, we develop a two-stage sequential search model where in the first stage, the consumer sequentially screens positions to observe the preference weight of the products placed in them and forms a consideration set. In the second stage, she observes the additional idiosyncratic utility that she can derive from each product and chooses the highest utility product within her consideration set. For this model, we first characterize the optimal sequential search policy of a welfare maximizing consumer. We then study how platforms with different objectives should rank products. We focus on two objectives: I, maximizing the platform's market share, and 2, maximizing the consumer's welfare. Somewhat surprisingly, we show that ranking products in decreasing order of their preference weights does not necessarily maximize market share or consumer welfare. Such a ranking may shorten the consumer's consideration set due to the externality effect of high-positioned products on low-positioned ones, leading to insufficient screening. We then show that both problems, maximizing market share and maximizing consumer welfare, are NP-complete. We develop novel near-optimal polynomial time ranking algorithms for each objective. Further, we show that even though ranking products in decreasing order of their preference weights is suboptimal, such a ranking enjoys strong performance guarantees for both objectives. We complement our theoretical developments with numerical studies using synthetic data in which we show 1. That heuristic versions of our algorithms that do not rely on model primitives perform well, and 2. That our model can be effectively estimated using a maximum likelihood estimator. Keywords: two-stage consumer search, product ranking, search costs, online platforms. 1. Introduction. With the record-breaking growth in online shopping, WSJ 2017, and the profusion of products that can be offered online, the role of online platforms in shaping consumer choice has become increasingly important. In a typical online shopping experience, upon entering a keyword, the consumer is presented with numerous search results displayed in a sequence of panels or web pages, with most of the options/products being initially invisible. For the most part, the number of options that a platform offers far exceeds the consumer's attention and cognitive resources. Millward Brown reports that 70% of Amazon users do not go beyond the first page of search results. See lavisinsight.com 2015. As a result of such consumer behavior, it is well documented that the ranking of the products displayed to the consumer has a substantial impact on her choice. See Section 2 for references. This makes product ranking an instrumental lever for a platform's achievement of various goals in line with its business model, such as increasing market share or improving consumer welfare. In a typical online shopping experience,
That's true.
upon entering a keyword, the consumer is presented with numerous search results displayed in a sequence of panels or web pages, with most of the options/products being initially invisible. For the most part, the number of options that a platform offers far exceeds the consumer's attention and cognitive resources. Millward Brown reports that 70% of Amazon users do not go beyond the first page of search results. See Lavis Insight.
70%. And if it is like 70% of, I think, oh, do not go beyond the first page. What about the second page? Who goes to the third page? Nobody.
.com 2015. As a result of such consumer behavior, it is well documented that the ranking of the products displayed to the consumer has a substantial impact on her choice.
This may end up if products to be shown need to be at the top of the list, need to be on the first page. And as we can see now in YouTube too, and in Amazon, they are buying sponsorship to be shown how much room the platform, Amazon, or wow, that's crazy, Amazon or YouTube has to bring these people on the top of the list. For now, they gave them a sponsored tag. I don't know how good is that, but maybe some of them are on the top of the list because we don't know if they are sponsored or no. Or maybe in the future Amazon decides to remove that sponsor. Maybe they try to confiscate the consumers. They may put, I don't know, that is hitting the ethical issues that, yeah, if they take the sponsor tag or they leave like fake ranking for these products, that they won't do probably. That's too much. So they show them, but okay, everybody wants to be shown and they want to be on the first page. So there will be a competition not for the consumers, but for to be shown on the first page. And because it is a competition, and because it is a externality game based on my first and second paper, first paper at least, we can see when there is competition, the platform can exploit the firms. Exploit the firms very bad. Maybe it gets to a point that if there is no platform, it's better for all consumers. Well, the way I'm saying it is different. You need to read my first paper. In expectation, but it gives a lot of room to the platform. At the end of the day, everybody wants to be on the platform. But will they be as happy as if there was nobody had the platform? I think platform can exploit the firms and companies just to be shown to the consumers, and a lot of their revenues should go to the platform's pocket if the platform is greedy. Which also brings another idea. What if you have 2-3 platforms? That one we couldn't even study in my other papers because information design aspect of the problem would get very complicated. We couldn't, well, one of my colleagues mentioned some stuff, but mathematically probably not tractable at all. What happens if you have multiple information designers or platform? What will happen to obedience and following recommended action and direct mechanism, incentive compatibility? All of them will be difficult, but so is that it? All of the money they make, these products or YouTubers, YouTube, if they want, bigger portion of it can to go to YouTube's pocket. Otherwise, why? Because YouTube can threaten, actually, or Amazon can threaten producers or firms by saying that I will show the product of your rival to the consumers. And once they are shown, they get better recommendations. And as a firm, you are threatened that, oh, and that's what gives the competition between you and other firms, give Amazon a huge advantage that to exploit you. You may say, okay, why can't we put Amazon in a competition? That's actually one thing we need probably, right? A lot of companies have started to sell their products on their own website. They don't have Amazon's facility like Prime Delivery or anything. But if Amazon starts to exploit people, they may think of starting a new platform, right? Or on YouTube we had, now these days I see who's the guy? Steve will do it, right? He says a lot of, like, I have his Insta. So he's not on YouTube, I guess, but there's another app, Rumble or Kick, I don't know, Rumble, I guess. So he says, let's go there. Well, I haven't checked that platform, but I don't think it's comparable to um, YouTube. But once a platform doesn't let its the firms or the producers uh, work freely, there's always this threat for the platform that another platform comes. But nothing is comparable to Amazon, right? If Amazon uses this monopoly to take advantage of the producers, that would be funny, right? We have the firms, they are on the platforms. Now, what if you have multiple platforms? Who will choose the platform? Like there is this hierarchy of, it looks like mental masturbation. Then you need another platform that suggests you what is the best platform. Then you go to the, well, I think that doesn't work, right? We don't say, okay, we have these companies, you need to find a platform that introduces them, right? Or even idea of a club, right? Idea of a club is like that. What if you have two clubs? Like Clubhouse, right? Just this exclusive access is huge. And whoever brings companies with this. So what if you have two platforms, two Amazons? What if we start having 10 Amazons? Then which one we should go? One may say, okay, we need to have another platform that recommends the platform first, and then, but that's a stupid, right? Having a platform that recommends platform is a stupid. I think we can say just we can have a platform. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think mixing recommender systems ends up being just one recommender system. So we cannot have it. It doesn't make sense from a practical point of view. Having a recommender system for recommender systems doesn't make sense. You know what it is like. Like you have YouTube, you have Instagram, I have Telegram, I have all these social platforms on my phone. Which one? My muscle memory works better with YouTube, I guess. But if I had so many of these social platforms, right, that I'm addicted to, which one would I go? At the end of the day, we want something simple, right? We want one final or two platforms at most. If you have thousands of platforms, it's like having no platform again. Either companies start to have their own website, but it doesn't give you, when you're on Amazon, you can compare these companies and their products. On a company's website, you cannot. But if a company wants to be more independent, for example, many shoe brands may not want to sell their products on Amazon. They have their own delivery system. They may use UPS or USPS, whatever. Yeah, actually, I was buying a pair of boots. They didn't put all of their shoes, the shoe company didn't put all of their shoes on Amazon. They sold some of their boots on Amazon, but even the package I received from Amazon was much lower quality than the package I received from the website itself, and I ended up buying from the website. So there is something, okay, these are not the My subject, a recommender system of recommender systems. Of recommender system. That's interesting. Yeah, because at the end of the day, whenever Amazon gets too arrogant, it can be threatened by another platform coming. Yeah, I think as long as it is like 2 or 3 platforms, um, it works well. But if we cannot have 1,000 Amazon, we don't want to have. But it works, don't you think? Like, I think it works up to a point. It's not about my research though. I'm just talking only. It's a question that is interesting to study. A rival for Amazon. How much Amazon can exploit? And it makes sense, right? Why does it make sense? We have Trader Joe's, for example. We have Whole Foods. They're rivals. And we know Amazon makes huge. Jeff Bezos makes huge amount of money. And it's not super difficult to, I believe. Or even if it is, why nobody comes and say, okay, all right, I want to have a new Amazon, and they call it Amazon is a forest. What is another famous forest? Pacific Ocean. And they have Pacific Ocean. They want to establish Pacific Ocean as the rival for Amazon. It has a lot of room. A lot of money can go there. But nobody makes it. Is there no incentive, or nobody just notices that? I think at least having 2 or 3 is very important. That makes everything we have 2 or 3. Otherwise, the people who should be give us service, they take advantage of us.
See Section 2 for references. This makes product ranking an instrumental lever for a platform's achievement of various goals in line with its business model, such as increasing market share or improving.
For now, this will be a distraction. For now, my focus should be, we have a platform, and we want to see how should products or companies act inside it. However, it is really interesting having 2 platforms. I like that. I like the idea of having 2 platforms. Okay, having a recommender system, a 4 recommender system, that is probably too much. Yes, it is so strange. Why don't we have a second Amazon? Um, but this may be even related to our case. What happens if you have two platforms? Who will go to the first one? Who will go to the second one? I think if you are a company and you are shown in the third page of Amazon, right? It's better for you just go to the second platform, because there maybe there are less people on the second platform, but you are being seen as the first person on the second platform. You know, it's like what? Okay, it's like wrestling, right? If like in your country, wrestling is not uh, like not a main sport, right? People, it's not a popular sport, right? What is a country that they are not good at wrestling? Norway. Norway. Let's assume Norway sucks at wrestling, which probably is true, and is true. If you are a wrestler from Norway, fuck you. I don't think you are good enough wrestler. All right, so yes, you are a wrestler in Norway. You are the champ in wrestling in Norway. And there is another country like US, like Russia, like Iran, which people love wrestling. So it's good wrestling. Maybe number 10 in wrestling in Iran is 10 times better than the number 1 in wrestling in Norway. But because the number 10 in Iran, there are 9 people already better than him, he has no chance going to Olympics. But the number 1 in Norway, yes, not a lot of people like him. Like even in Norway, but still he's the champ in Norway. And for example, if he wants to get a advertisement, a brand being a sponsoring a brand or something like that, he gets better deals, and he may go to Olympics from Norway. So it really matters which platform you choose. So I think this is interesting for sure, having multiple platforms and competition. And as a firm, yes, okay, it is also interesting because as a firm you may say, all right, Doug, I have one platform, this is Amazon, this is the only place I can live, and what should I do? Should I buy a sponsorship? Should I bring my price down? Should I work on my quality to go on the top of the recommender system? Or we can say, now the situation is different. We have two platforms. First platform has a lot of consumers, second platform has less consumers, but on the first platform, the competition is intense. Should I go on the second platform? The competition is easier for me, less consumers, but I still can make more money. It also happens where, okay, wrestling example. What else? We had one other thing. Movies on. We have 10,000 movie websites, right? Not websites, platforms. Netflix. We have Netflix. We have Hulu. And some of these movies are on multiple, and some movies are not. Usually I have Netflix, and whenever I want to watch a movie, I hear in the movie's name, it's not usually on Netflix. And some of them are only on some of these platforms. We have like YouTube also. YouTube has a movie subscription thing. We have. So as the producer of the movie, probably, which one of these do you want to put your movie on? What else we have? We have Amazon Prime Video. So this is a question. This is a question for sure, which, and it is related about consumers, not about consumers, but about what? Tell me, guys. Oh, firms choice and strategy. Yes, what there was something. Being famous in a small town, or being first in a small town, or being second in a big town, city. We had that. So this is an interesting question. I like to decide that too.
Consumer welfare. Considering this, in the present work, we study the product ranking problem that platforms face each time a consumer enters a keyword. In the following, we first provide insights into consumer behavior by analyzing query-level data from a large online platform. Then, we provide a summary of our contributions. Empirical evidence for impact of ranking on consumer choice. We analyze.
Weather is better today. Yesterday was super cold. Now, like, these birds are like flying around, and we have more sunshine.
The data set from a platform that, for each query, displays a number of options, ranging from a few to a few dozen. In Figure 1a, we present aggregate level data for queries in response to which 30 options were displayed. We plot the probability of purchase for each position for two ranking.
This was the amazing paper. This was the amazing paper. Oh, this is crazy. I love this paper. Yes, I forgot this. Forgot this figure. This says everything. Fuck quality. I just rank you randomly, and the probability of you being purchased. So it is for sure. I will choose a smaller platform. It's all about being shown.
We plot the probability of purchase for each position for two ranking mechanisms, random ranking and the platform's ranking policy, where under the random ranking, all possible permutations are equally likely. Under both ranking mechanisms, products in lower positions are less likely to be purchased. Such a decreasing trend suggests that consumer search is sequential and costly. However, this decline is sharper when the platform's ranking is used. This trend provides strong evidence of the externality that products in higher positions impose on lower positioned.
So, wait a second. When we have the platform's ranking, the decay is sharper, which is better. So it shows that if platform's ranking consider the quality of the product, it shows that if well, part of it is, let's assume that, considers the quality of the product, it gets better because you want to be sharper, right? The position number 1 here should have a higher probability than a random one, because the guy is trying to show his quality. But also it's also about platform's strategy to make more money, to make producers more happy. So it shows the strategy, or it contains elements of platform's strategy on making it better than a random. But even random, in a random, it's crazy. This is an amazing paper. I love to just this graph talks volume.
Once.
Speaks volume.
In random ranking, there is no correlation between a product's utility and its position, therefore, top positions may be filled with low utility products. In that case, the consumer is more likely to continue her search beyond the few top positions. The platform's ranking, in contrast, tends to place higher utility products in higher positions. The benefit of doing so is evident in the increased purchase probability of the first 5 positions in this setting compared to the random ranking setting. At the same time, due to the externality that those high utility products impose on lower positions, the purchase probability for positions lower than 13 is smaller in this ranking compared to the random ranking. The overall probability of purchase under the platform's ranking is 5% higher than that under the random ranking. To further
5%.
investigate the externality effect,
So the
we analyze
probability
purchase.
of you, like the stupidest product is a random ranking and it's on the top, can have 5% less than you if you are the best product and you're on the top of the rank. It shows how much it matters.
Probabilities on an individual product level for the subset of queries in response to which 2 options are displayed. Under the random ranking, for each pair of products, product 1 and product 2, we trace all the queries in response to which these 2 products are displayed. We denote the ranking that displays product. Probability of purchase.
What is the
Product
second
1.
one?
Product 2. 0 position 1. Ranking equals 1, 2. Ranking equals 2, 1. Product 1. Product.
Where are you reading? Read here.
Figure 1 shows the probability of purchase versus the position under random ranking and the platform's ranking. The width of each line represents the mean standard error. Figure 1b shows the probability of purchase under.
The width of each line represents the mean standard error. What does it mean? Oh, okay.
Ranking pi equals 1.
It shows the probability of purchase under ranking pi versus pi prime. What is this? Figure 1b shows the probability of purchase under ranking pi. Okay, pi is the parameter. Note that product 1 is more popular. Look, product 1 is more popular. We have only 2 products. It's not like huge. Next page. We have 2 products. Product 1 is more popular, but once product 2 is shown on the top of the page, consumers buy product 2, the less quality product, more than product 1. This paper is amazing. I love this paper. Actually, after these results, I don't know what I want to really explore in this space. What is left? This result was crazy. I definitely want to talk to Nagin if she's available.
2 versus pi 0 equals 2, 1. Note that product 1 is more popular than product 2. The absolute values are hidden for confidentiality, but the ratios are preserved. 1 in the top position, and thus product 2 in the bottom position, by pi equals 1, 2, and the ranking with reverse order by pi 0 equals 2, 1. We focus on a pair of products
Wait,
that is
wait,
among the
wait.
most frequently displayed pairs. 1 in the top.
Well, maybe I can't think about if this is taken. I still can't think about multiple platforms. I love this. This experiment is amazing. It is amazing. This graph is crazy. Figure 1 and I love to talk about it with Monzer. Damn, when you find a paper, that's it. If you are bored reading a paper, it means that you are not in. If you find a paper that you really like, you want to talk about it to everyone you know. Talk to Monzer, I want to present it in the group meeting. This is crazy. I don't want to pass this page. I want to the Speechify read it for me 10 more times. I didn't understand it fully. I cannot just I want to repeat it to myself. Fear 1 in what was the name of the paper? Product ranking on online platforms. And if this paper talks enough and brings enough intuition, I don't want to work on a project that is close to it. No, that's a stupid. Well, it gives you an intuition that ranking is one of the most important thing for your sale. What are your strategies to come on the top of the platform? How much platform lets you? How much a platform, that may be an efficiency metric for a platform. How much a platform lets a low quality product go on the top? And what is the definition of a low quality product? Is it something consumers decide? Well, platform let people who buy a sponsorship go up. Product ranking, and people may bias when if like my intuition from my first paper is right, people still can't buy a sponsorship, and like they participate in an auction for the first place, and they don't win it, and they have to pay because product ranking on online platforms. Damn, this paper feels good. This paper feels good. Let's go. I'm nervous.
Position, and thus product 2 in the bottom position, by pi equals 1, 2, and the ranking with reverse order by pi 0 equals 2, 1. We focus on a pair of products that is among the most frequently displayed pairs. For this pair, product 1 is significantly more popular than product 2. For this pair, product 1 is significantly more popular than product 2. For each product, we have a popularity measure that can be viewed as a proxy for its expected utility. Figure 1b compares the purchase probability for each product under rankings pi and pi 0. We observe that placing product 1 in position
I burped. Measure of efficiency of a platform. Recommender system. I say let's email again anyway now, because we don't want to finish the paper and email her. Just yeah, by the time we meet her, I don't know when she has time, then we are done with the paper as well.
2, i.e., the bottom position, results in a 37% decrease in its purchase probability, whereas for product 2, lowering its position reduces its purchase probability by 51%. This further highlights the higher externality that the popular product in the top position imposes on the product in the bottom position, compared to the case where the positions
I see. If the that's nice. So if the higher product, better product is on the top, people go less to the second product. So it shows if you are on a recommender system and you are better, once you are seen, the platform amplifies the power of you being sold. But if you are in the bad order, you will be heard still. I think the second side of the story is more interesting. Well, yeah, for sure platforms has effect on your sale. This paper is crazy. I love this paper. Well, I don't know the mathematics. Actually, this is the part. Woo! I got it. I don't fucking like the mathematics or their models. I like their experimentation. I like their graphs. I like those. I like the graphs and experiment more than the math. That's the fun. That's something that gives you intuition and proofs. So I want to do the same thing. 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 I want to do something I like. I want to do experiments. That's it.
These products are reversed. Interestingly, the overall purchase probability under ranking pi is 7% lower than under ranking pi 0. We note that this suboptimal behavior is not an exception in our empirical study. In fact, for 75% of pairs that appear more than 1,000 times in our data set, placing the more popular product in the top position results in a smaller overall probability of purchase.
I wanna get
this
to
suggests
know
that
their data set, and yeah, that's good. How did they make the data set? Finally an interesting paper. Doop 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 doop. This paper is long and I have to eat something because it's 4. How long was this video so far?
Summary of contributions, motivated by our... In fact,
Let's go.
for 75% of pairs that appear more than 1,000 times in our data set, placing the more popular product
30
in the
more
top
minutes.
position results in a smaller overall probability of purchase. This suggests that placing the most popular product in the higher position is suboptimal for maximizing the overall probability of purchase. These empirical findings raise a key question that motivates
Did you get
our
what
work.
happened? Shit, this suggests that placing the most popular product in the higher position is suboptimal for maximizing the overall probability of purchase. Why, yes, it's a fucking... What happened? Okay, I will tell you what happened. Why? Because you want to have the lower... Okay, let's get back to the platform. What matters for the platform is that you click on one of the products. Once you click, they get revenue. Part of that, they get money from the firms. If they put, well, why is it that I didn't get it? Okay, I think that's the reasoning. If you put the favorite one on the top, a lot of people buy the favorite, less people go to the second, and I think it is about how they model exiting the platform. The platform wants to keep people on the platform and make them click. That is the goal of the platform, which is not exactly goal of the consumer, which is not exactly goal of the producers, which is fair. And so if I keep the less popular one on the top, maybe a lot of consumers buy it because it is good enough. It is good enough, so people buy it still, just because they saw it. And the ones who don't buy it, they go to a higher probable, a better product, which the probability for that is even higher. Once you see this product, I think I remember some stuff from the previous presentation by Nagin. They have this, okay, I saw the product, buy it, leave. Or I stay in the platform, go for the second, buy it, leave. Or, and there is one thing, I just leave, right? And this two-stage model they had. So that's better. So, okay, anyway, I don't know the reasoning behind it. I have some intuition because I have some intuition why it works, but as the platform, sometimes you don't want to show the higher probability product on the top. That is crazy. I love this. 7 fucking Speechify doesn't let me. Oh, I can do it here, by the way. I can mark it here, highlight it here. Do that here. When was the first thing? First thing is this figure 1. Oh shoot. Okay. That's it. This one, right? And second one is that placing the more popular product in the top position results in a smaller overall probability of purchase. This suggests that placing the most popular product in the higher position is suboptimal for maximizing the overall probability of purchase. I love this. This is a crazy paper. This is like watching a movie, like Kung Fu Panda. What is going to happen? Will they destroy all the weapons or no?
Such consumer search behavior. How should an online platform rank its products? Summary of contributions. Motivated by our empirical observations, we 1. Develop a novel two-stage consumer search model that captures key features observed in our empirical study as well as in other empirical work. 2. Characterize the consumer optimal search policy.
Empirical. Say it. Empirical studies, empirical work. I like empirical study, empirical work. I like empirical study, empirical work. Empirical study, empirical work. I love to read this paper. That's it. I feel I'm satisfied with my life if I read their empirical study. Empirical work.
Under our model. 3. Design.
Consumer. That's crazy. They did characterize the consumer's optimal search policy under the model. Okay. Design polynomial time approximation schemes, PTAS, for the platform. Damn, I am wondering, that presentation, 18-minute presentation, was not enough. Was good enough to bring us here. That's the thing. Yeah, it was good enough to bring us to the paper. Crazy, right? That was crazy. Or like the introduction, they wrote the introduction perfect. It's amazing. Abstraction, I don't know about that, but now I'm just curious to read all the paper. That's it. That's a great introduction.
Polynomial time approximation schemes, PTASs, for the platform's rank optimization.
What a good paper!
What a good two paper. Objectives of maximizing market share and maximizing consumer welfare. And 4. Analyze the performance of a greedy algorithm that orders the products in decreasing order of their popularity for both aforementioned objectives.
Wait, no.
A new two-stage consumer search model. We develop a new model of consumer search. Problem for the two objectives.
Analyze the performance of a greedy algorithm orders the product in decreasing order of the popular, which means okay. So the most popular is on the top.
Of maximizing market share and maximizing consumer welfare. And 4. Analyze the performance of a greedy algorithm that orders the products in decreasing order of their popularity for both aforementioned objectives. A new two-stage consumer search model. We develop a new model of consumer search and choice that captures the key features of consumer behavior. A new two-stage consumer search model. We develop a new model of consumer search and choice that captures the key features of consumer behavior. Consistent with the choice modeling literature, we assume that the utility that a consumer derives.
A paper is a good paper. They are bringing a new model that captures key features of consumer behavior. They saw how consumers behave on Amazon and then came up with a model that captures those key features. Not they didn't come bring it from their fucking head. They saw how consumers act.
From a product consists of two parts, an intrinsic utility, which is the logarithm of the product's preference weight, and an idiosyncratic part. We assume that both parts are independently drawn from two different distributions.
Alarm for mathematics. We assume that the utility that the consumer derives from consists of two parts: intrinsic utility, logarithm of the product preference weight, and an idiosyncratic part. We assume that both parts are independently drawn from two different distributions. And okay, this was about the weird distribution. We were talking about e to the e. But why do they think that? Is it something that happens? Utility of a consumer. One intrinsic utility, which is about the product's preference weight. Okay, we should get more into the...
And the distribution for the idiosyncratic part is the standard Gumbel. Initially, the consumer does not know either part. However, she knows the distributions. In particular, the consumer goes through a two-stage process where, in the first
So what's happening? We assume that both parts are independent from two different parts. Initially, the consumer does not know either part. So they are studying the problem more from the consumer's point of view. In particular, the consumer goes through a two-stage process where the first stage just screens positions. So in the model, I already have consumers part of the story is not well developed. We may want to develop it, but for now it's not crazy and complicated and complex. How much time? Okay, let's come up to related work, and then I will send email. Where is it?
Stage, she screens positions to observe the preference weights of the products placed in those positions and forms a consideration set, and, in the second stage, she further evaluates the products in her consideration set to observe the idiosyncratic part of their utility. Then, the consumer purchases the product in her consideration set, which includes an outside option that has the greatest utility. This amounts to having a multinomial logic choice model among the products within the consideration set. In the first stage, the consumer undertakes a sequential screening process to observe the preference weights of the products and forms her consideration set. At each step of this process, she decides whether to stop her screening and finalize her consideration set, or to screen another position by paying its position-dependent search cost and add the product placed in that position to her consideration set. The search cost that the consumer incurs accounts for both the screening cost she pays to observe its preference weight and the evaluation cost she incurs when she evaluates the product to observe its idiosyncratic part in the second stage, after the consideration set is formed. Such a modeling assumption is aligned with the consumer behavior underlying the consider then choose literature. We highlight that screening a product only reveals its preference weight and not the idiosyncratic part of its utility. The latter is revealed in the second stage, after the consideration set is formed. In this sequential process, the consumer's goal is to maximize their expected welfare, which is the utility of the purchased product minus the search costs that they incurred during the first stage. We assume that the consumer population comprises different types, where the search costs vary across types. More patient types have lower search costs compared to less patient ones. Further, we assume that for any type, position-dependent search costs are higher for lower positions. Consumer's optimal search policy. We show that the consumer's optimal search strategy is an index-based policy that can be described with a set of indices that we call reservation prices.
Wait a
See
second.
Theorem 1.
What is the search
Under
policy?
the index-based policy, if the consumer finds it optimal to screen. Under the index-based policy.
What is a search policy for the consumer? Isn't it just they go based on the ranking? Or they come up with their own permutation for the ranking of the platform. So platforms gives them a ranking and they just remix it, reorder it. That's, I think when they say consumers optimal search policy, they mean what should be my probability of going to the first one, to the second one, to the third. Something like that, right? I don't know why consumers have policy.
If the consumer finds it optimal
Let's
to
find
screen
it
another
out.
position, she chooses the one with the highest reservation price, which is the topmost unscreened position. Further, the consumer stops her search if the sum of the weights of the products in her consideration set exceeds the reservation prices of all the unscreened positions. This stems from the fact. Further, the consumer stops her search if the sum of the weights of the products in her consideration set exceeds the reservation prices of all the unscreened positions. This stems from the fact that all the products, not only the one with the highest weight in the consideration set, have a chance of being purchased. Consumer's optimal search policy. We show that the consumer's optimal search strategy is an index-based policy that can be described with a set of indices that we call reservation prices. See Theorem 1. Under the index-based policy, if the consumer finds it optimal to screen another position, she chooses the one with the highest reservation price, which is the topmost unscreened position. Further, the consumer stops her search if the sum of the weights of the products in her consideration set exceeds the reservation prices of all the unscreened positions. This stems from the fact that all the products, not only the one with the highest weight in the consideration set, have a chance of being purchased. We now highlight the important features of the index-based optimal policy and its resultant consideration set. Under the index-based policy, because search costs increase as the visibility of positions.
This stems from the fact that all the products, not only the ones with the highest weight in the consideration set, have a chance of being purchased. Alright? So we have some weights. The consumer stops her search if the sum of the weights of the products in her consideration set exceeds the reservation prices of all unscreened. What is unscreened? Okay, got it. Something like that. Still didn't understand, but
we now highlight the important features of the index-based.
They have a platform and consumer side in mind. They study that side. I am more interested on the firm's side. It seems, right? They have the problem of consumers. I am caring more about the firms. Which is good. Our works can complement each other. What should I say? Is it firm? Is it company? Is it the producer, seller? Seller is good, but
Optimal policy and its resultant consideration set. Under the index-based policy, because search costs
I don't
increase
want
as
to
the
look at
visibility
my
of positions
phone. I
decreases.
don't want to look at my
Under the
phone. I don't
index-based
want to look at my
policy,
phone.
we now highlight the important features of the index-based optimal policy and its resultant consideration set. Under the index-based policy, because search costs increase as the visibility of positions decreases, the consumer screens products starting from the highest position and moves downward. 2. The consideration set is endogenously determined by both the ranking and the consumer type. 3. Placing products with high weights in higher positions may reduce the size of the consideration set, which captures the externality that such products impose on lower positioned ones. And 4. Consumer types with smaller search costs will form larger consideration sets. Platforms ranking problems. Under our novel consumer search model, we study the platform's optimal ranking problems. We assume that the platform knows the preference weight of all products. However, it does not observe the consumer's type and only knows the type distribution. Thus, the platform faces the challenge of characterizing a ranking that performs well in expectation where the expectation.
Their problem is about consumers, their problem is about incentivization, no. So the quality, okay, on the other hand, on my problem, Munzar and I were talking about what if the quality of the product is unknown and consumers will find it out. That would be something too. By the way, one thing I remember, so it's not about you, it's always about the shit you read. If they are interesting, you will get interested. Don't say that, I'm not motivated. No, you just haven't found the one, and this is the one. This is the paper that I like. Go find something you like and do that. Woo! All right. We assume that the platform knows the preference, however, it doesn't observe the consumer side. What is it? What is the word for it? That you want to figure that out. So consumers have type. That is interesting. Like they have their own ranking for the product. I thought, oh yes, okay. So I think it was the way it works. Products by themselves have a ranking. Part of the utility comes from that, and the other part of the utility comes from the fact that each consumer has his own preference over the products. Like each consumer's utility is the sum, but each consumer has a added idiosyncratic part in the utility that may change the order for the consumer a bit different from the ranking of the common part of the ranking. Is it called realization? No. I have to look at my phone anyway, sorry. Type acquisition. I think it is type acquisition. Option, yep. Acquisition.
Is taken with respect to the randomness in the consumer's type. We focus on two objectives, maximizing the platform's market share and maximizing consumers' welfare. The platform's market share is the probability that the consumer makes a purchase. For many platforms, maximizing the consumer's measure of satisfaction,
okay, I like these terms,
such as her welfare or her probability of purchase, is the foremost objective, as these platforms seek to build a long-run reputation of helping consumers find their favorite products without too much effort. For the objectives of market share and consumer welfare, we show that the problem of optimizing ranking is NP-complete, see Theorem 2 and Proposition 1. In light of this hardness result, we then develop and analyze approximation algorithms. For the objective of market share, we measure the performance of an algorithm using both multiplicative and additive approximation factors. In contrast, for the objective of consumer welfare, we focus on additive factors because optimal consumer welfare can be negative. Further, we note that even though the two objectives bear some similarity, there is a crucial difference between them. In particular, the objective of consumer welfare takes into account the search costs that the consumer incurs. As a result, consumer welfare may decrease if she screens more positions. This is in contrast to the behavior of market share, which can only increase with more screened positions. Due to this difference, each objective requires unique theories and analyses. We first focus on market share maximization. We analyze the performance of a greedy algorithm that we call W-ordered. This algorithm sorts the products in decreasing order of their weights, that is, positions with higher visibility are filled with products with higher weights than those with lower visibility. This algorithm is practically appealing, as it does not require any knowledge of search costs or the type distribution. We show that the W-ordered ranking achieves a multiplicative approximation factor of 1/2 and an additive factor of 0.1716, Theorem 3. Further, we show that the W-ordered ranking achieves a We first focus on market share maximization. We analyze the performance of a greedy algorithm that we call W-ordered. This algorithm sorts the products in decreasing order of their weights, that is, positions with higher visibility are filled with products with higher weights than those with lower visibility. This algorithm is practically appealing, as it does not require any knowledge of search costs or the type distribution. We show that the W-ordered ranking achieves a multiplicative approximation factor of 1/2 and an additive factor of 0.1716, Theorem 3. Further, we show that our analysis of the W-ordered ranking for both factors is tight. Example EC.
I have to eat lunch, guys. I am hungry. I have to eat lunch.
Point 1. We further present a near-optimal approximation algorithm that, for a fixed zero, achieves a multiplicative approximation factor of 1, and an additive factor of...
What happened? So, okay, they are saying that we found some like how much better this can make, like this algorithm that we have, near optimal approximation algorithm, that makes it good enough. Also, I like their approach that they're not optimizing. They say, okay, our algorithm is this close to the optimal, and I love that.
We further present a near-optimal approximation algorithm that,
Fuck the best.
for a fixed zero,
1 minus
achieves a...
epsilon. It's always 1 minus. We just want to be good enough. Who cares about the optimal? See, here, the whole purpose of the paper is that. Doesn't mean you need to be the best quality product. You need to be good enough, and the rest is about being seen. 1 minus epsilon. Why should I prove about just the optimal process? 1 minus epsilon. Near optimal. It should be actually the approach in all math.
multiplicative approximation factor of 1, and an additive factor of. Let rho be the ratio of the maximum preference weight to the minimum preference
they
weight.
can read rho, but they cannot read epsilon.
Then, for rho equals 1, the running time of our algorithm is polynomial in the number of products and scales quadratically with the number of consumer types, see algorithm 1 and theorem 4. Our algorithm relies on a rounding procedure in which we bucket the products based on their weights using a geometric grid. We round up their weights given the bucket into which each product falls. We then utilize the rounded weights to reformulate the market share maximization problem as a dynamic program with a state space whose size remains polynomial in the number of products and linear in the number of consumer types. By replacing the weights with their rounded versions, we can reduce the complexity of the problem while hoping that the objective value does not change significantly. Unfortunately, this is not the case because rounding errors impact the formation of the consideration set. In fact, any error in the formation of the consideration set of a consumer type can lead to a substantial loss.
I think they're details, they're not.
We overcome this challenge by restricting the search space of our algorithm to the class of low weight priority, LW. We overcome this challenge.
Shh. Shh. I can close you, you know? You're nothing. Alright. Now here he's talking about their algorithm. And the way they're talking about their practical, what they did, but these are not huge. They're talking about how they dealt with the situation. That's it.
By restricting the search space of our algorithm to the class of low weight priority, LWP, rankings, see definition 1, that contains an optimal ranking. In the LWP class, within each bucket, low-weight products have higher priority compared to high-weight ones in filling the top positions. This restriction allows us to use the weights themselves for formation of consideration sets and leads to generation of an algorithm with near-optimal performance. We next study the problem of maximizing consumer welfare. We present our tight analysis of worded ranking and show that it achieves an additive approximation factor of 0.6931, proposition 2. We develop an algorithm that achieves an additive approximation factor of, see theorem 5, under the assumption that rho equals 1. Our algorithm combines a low complexity brute force procedure with a greedy algorithm, and its running time is polynomial in the number of products and linear in the number of types. Finally, in section 7, we carry out numerical studies using synthetic data. First, we develop heuristic versions of our algorithms that do not rely on model primitives. Then, we evaluate the performance of our heuristics as well as our PTAS, algorithm 1, in two settings that differ in the platform's access to the model parameters. In the first setting, model parameters are known, whereas in the second one they are estimated using the procedure we describe in Appendix EC.14. Our numerical results suggest that model parameters can be estimated effectively, and our PTAS algorithm as well as the aforementioned heuristics are robust to small estimation errors. The rest of the paper is organized as follows. In section 2, we review the related literature. In section 3, we introduce our model of consumer search as well as the platform's objectives. Section 4 is devoted to characterizing her optimal policy. In sections 5 and 6, we turn our attention to studying the platform's rank optimization problem for the objectives of maximizing market share.
Section 2 very related. In section 3 we introduce our model. Well, okay. I think section 2 and 3 are the most interesting ones to us. And I also want to know about their empirical studies. Section 4, I don't mind. Section 5 and 6, I don't want to get into the details. I just want to know what the results are. Section 7 is very good. Complementary numerical studies concludes paper. Well, okay, so section 2, 3, 5 and 6 bullshit. 7, 2, 3, 7 are the main ones. 5, 6, and 4 we don't want the detail. Alright, what else? Yeah, okay.
And maximizing consumer welfare, respectively. Section 7 presents our complementary numerical studies, and Section 8 concludes the paper. The detailed proofs of all the statements, our preliminary empirical evidence, and the description of the estimation process are provided in appendices. 2 related work. Our work relates to and contributes.
Now, what I want to do, I want to email. I also should clean up my inbox. What is the name of the paper? Online platform. What was it? Product ranking on online platforms. If Speechify makes its app like you can go over PDF or in your phone or your tablet, like the way they are doing it on the Chrome extension, that would be amazing. Product ranking on online marketplace, online platforms. Should I say hi Negin or Professor Golrezai? I said Negin. Hi Negin. Higher. Okay, let me introduce myself. Hi, PhD student. Athletes or IDSS. Working with I'm a PhD student at Leeds working with Professor Dahle. I read your paper. I found your paper in on online platforms. Very interesting. I found it very interesting. There is the proof. I can show her the video of me shouting and screaming. I found your paper on online platform. Very interesting. I also interesting. Where was it? Amazon Hub, Amazon Research, Amazon Research, MIT. Established their science hub. Yeah, I think the title of the Amazon MIT Science Hub, that's better. Amazon and MIT Science Hub. So, PhD working with Professor Dahle. I am interested studying online platform. I noticed you are at. By the way, I should email Monzer if he. Well, Navid is there. Yeah, if Monzer was there. How many? Wow, shit. Ah, Devavrat. Well, why? Yeah. Find Monzer suddenly. Wow, how many people are on this? So many. Maybe it's just at least working with that. I don't know that you are at MIT and Amazon Science Hub. And MIT Science Hub. I found your paper. What was the name of the paper again? Product ranking on online platforms. Product ranking. Online platform. exciting. I say interesting because Chrome suggested it. I found your paper very interesting. I will appreciate it. Very interesting and close to what I want to do for my thesis. I appreciate it if we can have a talk about if we could have a talk, we could meet. Talk. Especially about what is going on in the Amazon hub at MIT. Science hub. That sounds good. Best of the luck and a lot of citation for you. Best. Amir Nuripur. That's it. Should I send it? Yes, send it. Send it. Yeah, let's send it. Should I send it? Guys. Let's go. I am hungry. I wanna eat.